What's up, everybody? Welcome to the intro part 2. So I did the intro already, but let's do it again. I'm your boy Dave Mo. It's just Dave Mo. And two things. Number one, this segment that we're going to continue to do here, I believe, we're going to dub this Ride Along with Dave, or the Ride Along, because I do a lot of yapping when I'm in my car with you guys. And number two, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, 98,000 more to go, and I can't get there without your help. So please help me, help yourself, hit the subscribe button, and let's get to 100,000. 98,000, guys, it's just a stone's throw away. We'll be there before you know it. Anyways, here comes the original intro to the video. I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to the Ride Along, and let's talk about what I already spoke about. Later. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo. It's just Dave Mo. You know what it is. So in today's video, I had a comment and they asked two-part question. One, how do we make money with salvage auctions, being IAAI and Copart? Both of which, if you look them up on YouTube, you're always going to see scores. Like, you're always going to see people that honestly, really and truly knock it out of the park with these auction houses. So let's get to part one. What's the easiest way to start flipping cars? The easiest way, in my opinion, to start flipping cars is just to do it. Just start doing your homework and start flipping cars. This might be part one of a two-part video. So, if I'm new to the game and I know I want to buy and sell cars, more importantly than what I'm going to buy a car for is what I'm going to sell a car for. So, I'm going to start looking at my top 5 favorite cars, okay? I'm going to start looking at my top 5 favorite cars, and I'm going to say, out of those 5, what are they retailing for? Then I'm going to start to see, okay, they're retailing for X. I need to buy them for Y in order to make a profit, all right? And one of the hardest things that you're going to come up against, especially when you're flipping cars, well, before we even get into that, understand your laws. How many cars are you legally allowed to sell in your state? You want to be legal. Yes, you can title skip. Yes, you can continue to put cars in other family members' names. Before you do all that, let me just tell you from my perspective, here's how you'll get caught. Number one, if you're lying on the sales tax. So if you go and you buy a car from somebody for $5,000 and you write down you only paid $1,000 because you're going to save the sales tax, okay. Now it's in your name, and you're going to go and sell that same car to someone else, and you're going to say, yeah, I sold it for $1,000. Okay, that one's not so bad, because it's just like, oh, well, maybe, this person's just an idiot and doesn't make money. Or maybe this person's trying to screw us on taxes. Number two, let's just say you buy the same car for $5,000. You put $5,000 on the bill of sale because you're an honest person. You go, you pay your sales tax. Next thing you know, you turn around and you sell that car, and the buyer's like, look, I'll buy the car from you, I'll give you your asking price, but I need you to write $2,000 or $3,000 on the bill of sale. You don't want to blow a sale. So you're like, okay, perfect, let me do that. So you go ahead and you write, $2,000 on the bill of sale because you're going to save them money. The problem is, if most titles, especially here in the state of Florida, the seller is responsible for filling it out, which simply put, if you lie on that document, that is, I believe it's a felony, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's a felony, all right, and it has to do with taxes. So you'll do 1, you'll do 2, you'll do 3. Eventually, you're going to piss somebody off that's going to rat you out. And now you got the government looking into you. And they're going to say, hey, you keep buying cars on your end, you're doing the right thing, you're paying your taxes, but then when you go to sell it, you're letting these people screw you on taxes. And if you're treating it as a business, you're probably using that difference as a write-off, like a loss. Now you're in a world of shit. So before you even get into selling cars, understand the law and understand what side of it you want to be on. I'm speeding right now. Okay? I've probably sped my whole life, ever since I've been behind the wheel of a car. I never wear a seatbelt. I'm an idiot. Do not take my advice. Okay? When I get pulled over, eventually, my defense will not be, I've done it forever. Oh, well, I'm keeping up with traffic. None of this makes your activity legal, okay? You need to be prepared to take accountability for your actions and your actions only, unless you're a snitch, which then, hey, you know what? God bless you, do your thing, get off my channel, you feel me? So, with that being said, let's get into buying and selling cars. Number one, know the cars that you want to buy. Get your 5 favorite cars, because as you're buying cars, you want to drive cars. You get your 5 favorite cars. You could do 10. I like 5. Now you're looking on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, wherever you source your vehicles from. And you're going to look and you're going to say, hey, I could get this car. I could sell, these cars are selling for this price. I have this one that just popped up. It's ugly as sin. It needs a full detail. The paint's kind of there. I could maybe buff it out. The headlights are trashed. I could definitely buff those out. You know, I got the Bissell big green steam machine, whatever. I got the Mighty. Usually if you're up to like paying for Mighty equipment, you've already been in the game. No one I know has ever went out and bought a Mighty carpet extractor or a Mighty extractor and never sold a car before. So with that being said, you know, you're going to clean it up. That's called sweat equity. You're going to do the oil change. You're going to clean it up, the whole 9 yards, and you're going to post it up for sale and potentially make a profit. And I hope you do. So that's the first thing right there. That's how you become a car flipper. If you're transitioning from a car flipper to a car dealer, whether you've opened up your own dealership or you're going to be a dealer rep like I was for a number of years, and quite frankly I still am. So I own my own car lot, but I'm still a rep for this other individual. Why? There's a number of reasons why. Number one, my exposure to liability. So I use their tags, their insurance, their everything. While my company does have insurance and I have an umbrella policy for my personal stuff, I like to be overinsured. That's just the person I am. Agree, disagree, doesn't matter. I talk about me. So with that being said, if you're going to go into the realm of auction cars, you got to start from scratch. The upside is you kind of already know what cars are going to sell for. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've made more money selling cars from Facebook Marketplace than I have selling cars from the auction. Let me elaborate. I was a king at finding the best deals on Marketplace. I don't know what it is about me as an individual, but I have had people numerous times hold cars for 3, 4, and 5 days for me. And then I know they're getting other hits on it, and they're literally holding it for me. No deposit, no nothing. I show up, I buy the car, and that's the end of the story. How I do it, I don't know. I'm just honest with people, I suppose. You know, and one of my favorite things to say is like, look, if you're not lying and the car is everything you say it is, I will buy it at your asking price. No sense in losing a deal to negotiate when the price is above fair. I mean, people do it all the time, but to me, I'd rather just be fair. Excuse me. All right. So with that being said, you're going to come to the auction and you're going to think you're going to get cars cheaper than all the cars you stole from Facebook. It's not necessarily true unless you're looking at all 2,000 cars and not inspecting them and buying them in the lane, which I've done as well. Now, let me just go back to this. While I've made more money on the individual cars that I purchased from Craigslist, Facebook, I want to say I've made more money overall as a car dealer. The reason being, I don't have to chase vehicles anymore. I show up on a Thursday to the auction and I'm sitting here buying cars. I'm making money that day. Whether I'm making $500 a car, $3,000 a car, if I'm doing wholesale, $5,700 a car, it doesn't matter to me. So I'm gonna buy the car, recon the car, and just dump it real quick. That's the name of the game, you know, turn and burn, turn and burn. Sometimes you get caught with a car you can't sell, and that's up to you what you want to do with it. For me personally, once I forget how much money I have invested in the car is no longer going to be something I'm focused on. At that point there, I say fuck it, sell the car, because now it's just money back into my savings account. If I take a loss, that's great, I guess, because I look at it like, well, my accountant will figure that out. That'll bring my overall down for the year. If I make money, great. I just pay taxes on the money I gotta make. Not a big deal. It's a win-win situation for me. Naturally, I would like to make money, but in the same token, if I'm holding on to a car for a year, 6 months to a year, and it hasn't sold, I either bought it wrong. Accountability. I either bought it wrong, the market changed, or I'm being too greedy. Any one of those three things could all be true, and all three could be true. So do I want to continue to hold on to this car until it fucking is worth scrap, or just take my licks and get the fuck out real quick? I'd rather do that. So that's another part of, you know, being a dealer. A lot of people ask me this next question. We're going to handle the Copart and the IAA in part 2 of this video. A lot of people ask me this question. Dave, what cars would you buy to make the most amount of money? So let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Honda, Toyota, Lexus, Acura. Everybody thinks that they're going to make $1 million selling those cars. Well, I have news for you, and it's unfortunate. You are going to go to the auction like everybody else, wanting to focus on buying Nissans and Toyotas and Hondas. Excuse me. But what you're going to find is, because everyone's got the same plan as you, the price of the vehicle is going to be higher, the retail's lower, so the profit margin is thinner. So that means with a thinner profit margin, you better make sure the cars you're buying are pretty much frontline ready. If they're not frontline ready, now you got to do some recon to them. That recon is going to eat into that very, very, very small profit that you can make. So I don't buy cars based on manufacturers or brands, if you will, right? I buy them strictly based on the amount of money I'm going to profit from said vehicle. I know what I could turn it for on the street. Now I know what I could pay for it at the auction. And when I pay for it at the auction, if I do have to do some repairs to it, I will. I myself personally, I'm getting killed right now. Absolutely killed right now with all my Euros. You guys know I got a love for Audis. So I have 3 or 4 Audis sitting in my lot that I can't sell. And I do believe the reason for that is there's been a shift between the economy and just people generally speaking, where people are like, you know, a few years ago when they had money, oh, I'll buy that Audi even though I kind of know they have a bad rap, they're going to need some work down the road. I'm still going to buy it anyway because I'm flush with cash. Now, with the fear, because no one knows where the economy is going to go, there's a lot of people that are predicting it, but no one knows. So with that being said, if you know, I didn't have money, or I had only a certain amount of money, I wouldn't be looking for an Audi, right? Like that. Like, I don't want to buy a problem child and then continuously dump money into it just so I can pull up in an Audi. Now, for me personally, I don't care what people say about Audis. I love them. I think they are sexy freaking cars, a little bit of pep to them, but overall, they just got the lines, man. The lines on an Audi are phenomenal to me. So, you know, business speaking, I probably am not going to buy another Audi for quite some time. In terms of me personally, I'll probably continue to buy Audis. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to lie to you. So, right back to, well, then everyone wants a Toyota and a Nissan and a Honda. You're absolutely right. Number one, not everyone could afford them. Number two, are you in a position where you can afford to make a little bit of money on a car? If you are, great. Buy those cars, or just wait around for the one that goes through that no one's paying attention on and steal it. Okay. Or, hear me out, number three, buy cars that are somewhat reliable. People think American cars are cheap to fix. I personally don't think that's the case. I think most cars, with the exception of Euros, are going to be almost the same price to repair. At least that's what I see when I'm buying parts. So what I like to buy, excuse me, are cars that I believe are not going to bring in that much dough. I'll look at Buick. I'll look at Chevy. I'll look at GM. The Malibus, the Impalas, love them. The Encore, the Enclave, love them. The LaCrosse, love the LaCrosse. So to me, these aren't necessarily off-brand cars, but they're definitely not top-tier cars. Those are the cars that I focus on. Those are the cars I know that other dealers are kind of just like letting go through. Like, I don't want a Buick, right? And then what you're doing is you're going to detail it up. It's going to look amazing. You're going to put it up. You're going to put it up well-priced. And people are going to come and buy it because you're going to introduce them to all these things that these cars possess. Like all these options, like backup cameras. I mean, every car's got a backup camera, right? But the leather's beautiful. Radio sounds great. This, that, the next thing. And before you know it, you're going to start selling these cars. You're like, holy shit. I went from making $500 to $1,000 a car selling, you know, the four majors, to now I'm making, you know, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a car selling Buicks and GMs and stuff along those lines, because those aren't cars that people are looking for per se, right? And again, presentation is everything. You want that car to be super nice. So to wrap this up for you guys, it's already been about 18 minutes. I'm going to say this. If you're going to do curb stoning, God bless you. Be careful. Figure out the law in your area and just make sure that you abide by it. Don't fall victim to the paying one price for you and then not paying tax for the other guy, or lying on the bill of sale for the other guy. It's just not worth it at the end of the day, because you're going to be the one who's left holding the bag. Number two, if you decide to become a dealer rep or open up your own dealership, again, God bless. You know, just be ready that coming off the block to getting into actual car sales as a dealer, it's so different. And that's why, generally speaking, I always recommend, and I know I get a lot of slack for this, I always recommend you becoming a dealer rep for somebody, because then this way you're paying only like $400 a month or whatever it is, but you're getting auction access and you're getting the feel for it. It's a big difference when you're paying $350 a month, $400 a month, versus having to pay $2,500 a month, where now it's like, oh shit, this is real. Anyone could come up with $400 or $500 to pay for the monthly. You got to come up with $2,500. It's like, damn. And I fucked up and blew my load on the first couple of cars. You know, it's hard. It's hard. Also, one last thing. I've noticed that there's a YouTuber out here that likes to take you guys to the auction. Now, understand something. This YouTuber is taking you to the auction, and it's cool. So this YouTuber, sorry, I stopped. So this YouTuber is taking you to the auction, and I appreciate that. I think that's pretty friggin' cool of the guy. But what I also think he's doing is he's skewing the what he's showing you. Like, he's showing you guys these cars that go for top dollar, right? That obviously brought too much at the auction. Now, I'm not referring to Flying Wheels, but I want to use Flying Wheels because he said something so truthful. Flying Wheels just sold his Corvette at the auction, right? At the auction, he literally just said, hey, you know, that car should have went for $65,000. I ended up with $68,000 for it, $68,500 for it. That was a good day to sell that Corvette, right? That was a good day to sell that Corvette. But it went above what it should be. And what I think the other guy is doing is showing you guys all the stuff that's selling higher than what it should, what he thinks it should sell for. So why is he doing that? Potentially to keep you guys out of the game. He comes across, most car dealers come across as really nice individuals, okay? That's just what they are. But they're sales guys. At the end of the day, they're sales guys. And the things that they're keeping behind closed doors are the things that are going to bury you, all right? So understand that. Because if you notice, he's always like, oh yeah, well look at how much these cars sold for. And they're always terrible. And then he's going to show you what he bought. And every single car he bought was the total opposite. Oh yeah, we stole this. Oh yeah, we stole this. Oh yeah, we stole this. So, you know, the price of the auction, the price of the cars that we pay for at the auction will dictate what we sell them for on the street. There's an Audi right there. Man, I love Audis. Will dictate what we sell them for on the street. So you guys need to be aware of that, right? So if cars aren't selling for one price on the street, they're not going to get bought at the auction. And vice versa. If you're paying a lot of money at the auction, then you know you're going to charge a lot of money at your dealership. So don't necessarily fall for the hype of all these YouTubers. Because remember, they're car dealers. They're here to sell you on whatever it is they want to sell you. They want to create content so you can subscribe and they can build up their YouTube channel like I do, right? Like I do. Obviously, I want to build up my YouTube channel. I just refuse to lie. I refuse to lead someone down a path that's not true. Number two, if you know, they're only picking and choosing like the terrible cars, then why are you even at that auction? If every single car at that auction is terrible, that's not the auction for you. For instance, I can go to Tampa Bay auction, Manheim, Tampa Bay, and I can tell you right now, those cars are going to be overpriced. Are they overpriced in regards to the general public? That I don't know. But they're overpriced for me. The cars that I sell, I do not buy from the Tampa Bay Auto Auction because they're super expensive. But the dealers that do buy them have really nice used car lots. And they, you know, they're like a step below a franchise dealer. And they demand a premium for their vehicles, which is fine. But what it comes down to is getting in where you fit in. If I don't fit in at that auction, why am I going to go there? This guy's buying dollar menu cars from this other auction and then bad-mouthing the people that are buying these high-end cars. And that's going to be another video. Let's talk about this. What dealers do at the auctions to screw other dealers over. And I can tell you this right now. I read the comments in his comment section, and everyone was like, oh, boo-hoo. Oh, dealers, fuck dealers. Yeah, no shit, motherfucker. We are, like I said from the beginning, we're not the trustworthy people. And if I'm not talking about ethics or morals, if someone goes to the auction and can't do their own homework to figure out if someone loosened up a coil pack if someone undid an air box, if someone did all these things, this is just what happens. This is just the I don't even know how to stop that thing. Where is that light coming? Oh, there it goes. So I don't even know how you would, you know, stop that. But that's dealer on dealer. So what difference does it make to the general public if I fuck a dealer? It doesn't matter. It's all in the game. Every single game that you're in, people screw people. You don't think Walmart screws all the people that sell through Walmart? Guys, Walmart has been known to almost make it where people cannot make money to sell at Walmart. Okay? That's just common knowledge. Amazon, huge multi-billion-dollar company, right? Amazon, like, accepts any return. People are scamming Amazon every single day. And you know who gets caught with that? The seller. The seller's got to eat that money. So to think that it doesn't happen in car sales, or to all of a sudden like, oh yes, car sales are scumbags. Man, listen, you got to do what you got to do. I don't even care, but we're going to get into a further video of that and how not to get scammed at the auction. All right? So I hope you guys don't mind me rambling. And I think this is like a ride along with Dave type video. So let's just take care of that. As a matter of fact, let's do this.